Armin, this is the first time that the country's army chief has resigned in the Fifth Republic. Is this a crisis, can we say, for Emmanuel Macron?
Well, technically, Macron has actually not broken his promise because he said he was going to increase defence spending to 2% of GDP by 2025. He could still meet that commitment, but some experts have been saying that this imminent reduction will make it difficult to then boost spending again and to meet that requirement by 2025. It's true that funding is supposed to increase again in 2018 after this dip in 2017, but I suppose the question is, do the military actually believe that that's going to happen, given that there is this problem of trust between top military leaders and the new president? And of course, this falling out comes on the back of long-standing concerns about adequate financing of the French military. It wasn't just General de Villiers, but other senior military people who'd been sounding the alarm for a while, particularly since the state of emergency was imposed in November 2015. And at that point, the voices of concern about the cost of all these various operations grew louder. That's to say, the cost of the domestic counterterrorism operation here in France, but also, of course, expensive foreign operations such as Syria or Mali.
All right, this also says something about Macron's governing style, we could say.
Absolutely. We've already seen in the first few weeks of his presidency a determination to overcome any kind of dissent or opposition to his program. Partly that's normal for any newly elected president who wants to stamp his authority on the office, of course. But partly it's also, I think, his own style, which is he himself has called Jupiterian, Jupiter being the supreme god of the Roman pantheon. And when this tension was brewing, he said in a meeting with top military officers, "I am your boss." Now, that's actually true because under the French constitution, the president is indeed the head of the armed forces and can and does fire a top general if he wants to. Not that there was a firing this time, of course. General de Villiers resigned. But it's a very different situation if you look at the trade unions, because they are much more willing to oppose Macron. The military are not going to go on strike. It's not in their tradition. The trade unions don't have any qualms about openly opposing his program. They've already called for a strike on September the 12th. And of course, they're not going to take orders from a president because he's not the head of the trade unions. So there will be much more obvious opposition to aspects of his presidential program than what we've seen so far from the military.
OK, Armin Georgian, our international affairs editor, thank you for that analysis.